Hello, friends! Isn't a day of camping exciting? The trees are tall, the air smells like pine, and there's a whole campsite waiting to be explored. But even out here in nature, some choices keep us and everyone camping nearby safe and happy, while other choices can turn a fun adventure into an uh-oh night. Let's join Shiloh, Selah, and their friends Max and Aurora for a whole day of tents, campfires, and a few important lessons along the way.
I can already smell the campfire smell. This is going to be such a good day. Let's read the instructions first, so we set it up the right way.
Max and Aurora pull their tent out of its bag and start pushing the poles together however they can.
We don't need instructions. I've basically done this before.
That's not bad at all. And I'm already tired anyway.
This looks close enough. Let's just go play.
Yeah, let's go.
Perfect, come on.
Nearby, Shiloh and Selah lay out every piece before they begin.
It says the long poles go through these loops first.
Got it. Let's do it step by step so it actually stays up later.
Their tent stands firm, tight, and even, while Max and Aurora's tent leans a little crooked just a few feet away. A little patience at the start means a much better rest of the day. Exploring near the edge of the woods, the kids spot a low tree branch full of leaves and something small rustling just behind it.
Look! I made my own hiking stick. Now I can explore the whole forest.
Mine's even better. Watch this. It's like making it rain leaves.
She starts pulling leaves off a small branch just to watch them flutter through the air. A rustling sound comes from nearby bushes.
Max, look, a raccoon.
The raccoon pops out, notices the children, then quickly scurries back into the bushes.
Aw, it ran away.
I wanted to see it a little longer.
A little farther down the trail, Shiloh and Selah crouch to watch the same raccoon from a distance.
Look, it's probably looking for food. Let's stay still so we don't scare it off. I like just watching. We don't need to touch anything to have fun out here.
Some of the best camping memories come from noticing nature, not disturbing it. And this little visitor won't be the last time we see him today.
Wow, Shiloh, look at all this. God's creation is so beautiful. It fills me with such wonder and peace.
As they explored the forest trail, something caught Max's eye.
Everyone look! A baby deer! I want to pet it!
Max runs toward the fawn.
Max, no! Wait! Don't do that!
The frightened fawn quickly runs behind a nearby tree. Suddenly, a much larger doe steps out from the trees and positions herself between Max and her baby. She stamps one hoof firmly on the ground and lowers her head, making it clear she is protecting her fawn.
Uh-oh. What should I do now?
Max freezes with wide eyes. Dad quickly walks over, calmly placing himself beside Max.
Don't run. Slowly back away with me.
Max slowly steps backwards with Dad. After they create some distance, the mother deer relaxes and quietly leads her fawn deeper into the forest.
Wild animals love their babies just like we do. If we chase them or get too close, they can become frightened and try to protect their families.
The best way to enjoy wildlife is to watch quietly from far away.
Next time, I'll admire them from a distance.
The safest way to enjoy nature is to give wild animals the space they need. As the sun begins to dip low and the sky warms into gold, it's almost time to settle in for the evening. Though for Max, unpacking turns out to be trickier than expected.
Wait, how does this thing even open from in here?
He rolls sideways, completely stuck, until Aurora finally unzips it for him, laughing.
You climbed in backwards, Max!
With the golden evening light settling over the campsite, a few campers are already getting cozy for the night ahead.
Race you to the big tree and back! Okay, but I'm still not tired yet. One more round of tag?
Excuse me, kids, could you keep your voices down? Other families are trying to relax.
Not far away, Shiloh and Selah lower their voices as the campsite grows calm.
I think everyone's getting ready to relax now. Let's use our quiet voices.
That's a good idea. Other families are settling in too.
Sharing the quiet is one of the kindest things we can offer the campers around us.
Wow, the sunset is so pretty.
Yeah, perfect for s'mores.
As the fire crackles and the sky turns a deep orange, it's finally time for everyone's favorite part of the evening.
Ooh, marshmallows. These are all mine. I saw them first.
Then this roasting stick is mine. Nobody's getting it.
Around the same fire, Shiloh and Selah pause before their own plates.
Before we eat, should we thank God for today?
Yes, let's do that.
Dear God, thank you for this delicious food, this warm campfire, and this wonderful day in your beautiful creation. Amen. Now, who wants to roast marshmallows together?
Me, I do. Yes, please.
Okay, here you go.
A grateful heart always seems to have a little more room to share.
Okay, time for the chocolate.
This is the best camping trip.
With bellies full and the sky now a dusky blue-gray, it's time to tidy up before it gets any darker.
I'll clean it up tomorrow. It'll be fine.
A rustling sound comes from the bushes, and the same raccoon from earlier creeps closer, sniffing at the open bag.
Hey! Those were mine!
The raccoon scurries off with a mouthful of marshmallows before anyone can stop it.
Next time, let's clean everything up before bedtime.
Yeah, we really should have put that away.
At their own tent, Shiloh and Selah had already packed every wrapper into a sealed bag before dinner even ended.
If we leave food out, we might get a visitor we don't want. There, now our tent smells like tent, not like snacks.
Sometimes the best lessons don't need a narrator at all. A hungry raccoon can teach the same thing just as well. The wind is picking up a little now, rustling the darkening trees. With the sky now dim and shadows stretching long between the tents, Max spots that same path from earlier.
I already know this trail. It'll be quick.
A few minutes later, in the dimmer evening light, Max stops, looking around, suddenly unsure which direction leads back.
Uh-oh. I don't know which way to go anymore. Wait. It all looks so different now that it's getting dark.
This time, the same habit that felt fine in daylight turns out to matter a lot more once the light starts to fade.
Max! Max!
Where are you?
Max!
What was that?
Max! Where are you, buddy?
Max, can you hear us?
Let's keep looking.
Max! 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 Do you see anything?
Not yet. Keep looking. Max! There you are! We were looking everywhere for you! I'm so glad you're okay.
Selah and her dad find Max a few minutes later, relieved, and walk him safely back to the fire.
This is exactly why we check in first, especially once it starts getting dark.
Yeah, I get it now. I know I've been making a lot of bad choices today. I'm really sorry. I want to do better, and I'll try my best to be a better person from now on.
Checking in first isn't about missing out on adventure. It's about making sure the adventure stays safe, no matter what time of day it is. Just as everyone starts to settle back down, the wind suddenly picks up, rustling every tent in the campsite. Gray clouds roll in low overhead, darkening the sky further. Leaves swirl. Without warning, Max and Aurora's loosely pitched tent from earlier finally gives way, folding flat in the wind.
Look at those clouds! It's for us! Get inside the tent!
Whoa, it's really windy all of a sudden.
I guess those instructions were actually kind of important.
A nearby family's tent begins to lift at one corner too.
Whoa, hold on! Need some help here! Ugh, come on!
For a moment, Max and Aurora just watch. Then, Max sits up straight.
Wait! I'll help!
Me too, come on! I want to help.
Shiloh and Selah are already on their feet, running toward the flapping tent.
Let's get this staked back down before it flies off completely.
I've got the stakes, you hold it steady.
All four kids work together, holding the tent down as the wind rushes past, until the last stake is hammered in.
Wow, thank you all so much. I don't know what I would have done out here alone.
I guess Shiloh's dad was right. Helping others really does make camping better.
Yeah, maybe following the rules isn't so boring after all.
Noticing what needs to be done and actually doing something about it is what real kindness looks like, no matter which side of the campsite you started on. By morning, the storm had passed completely. The sky was clear and bright again, and the whole campsite sparkled with dew in the early sunlight.
Wow, that was such an exciting camping adventure, wasn't it? Camping is one of the most amazing adventures in the whole world, and it's even better when we make thoughtful choices. Setting up carefully, respecting the fire, keeping quiet at night, caring for nature, sharing what we have, checking in first, cleaning up, and helping our neighbors. These little choices keep everyone safe, happy, and grateful. And Max and Aurora showed us something important last night too. It's never too late to help, and never too late to learn. The Bible tells us something wise about this in Galatians 6:9-10. It says, "Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap, if we do not give up." That means every time we help, even in a small way, it always matters. Even during a storm. So next time you're out camping, which good habit will you remember first?
I learned that the best adventures are the ones where everyone stays safe.
And helping others turned out to be the best part of camping. Thanks for camping with us. We'll see you on our next adventure.
Goodbye, friends. See you next time.
Shiloh and Selah, here we go, learning every day, growing our hearts with love, with joy, with God above. We learn to care, we learn to share. Shiloh and Selah.
Subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more adventures. Click the button to subscribe and check out these videos.